Welcome to Inspire to Live Now, where we inspire to live and live now to inspire. So, today I wanted to share 7 signs, pretty much, of high functional depression in entrepreneurs. And so, we're going to start with, of course, number one. And number one is being difficulty concentrating. Now, as an entrepreneur, we know that concentration, our mind, our brain is what we need in order to be successful. So when we have a challenge concentrating, can't stay focused, that is going to produce low productivity within our company, right? So we're either going to be stagnated or we're not going to be able to grow to the limit that we really want that company to achieve. Now, the second step is less involvement in the activities that you once enjoyed. Now, this is important because this gives you a gauge of whether or not things are really normal in your life or if you're having challenges in your life. So you might not even see that, oh, I don't want to go to this event, or oh, I don't want to go hang out with these people. You might not even see that as an impact on your mental state. But the bottom line is God created us to mingle and to be together. And so even if it's not in a group, if it's even I don't want to go for a walk anymore, or I don't want to go kayaking or walk in nature. There are so many things that we once enjoyed and cared for, and now we don't really have those desires in ourselves anymore. And so that in itself will also create isolation within ourselves because we don't longer want to do these things, whether it's by ourselves or with other people. We just don't have that desire anymore, and we really need to check that and realize that, hey, there is something not quite okay, and I need to look into myself. All right. Step number 3 is you might have frequent tearing, right? And that's pretty much crying all the time or sporadic moments when you're just crying. And it's because there are negative thoughts going on in your mind, right? And so those negative thoughts are not helping to empower us, but it's helping to bring us down. And that is definitely the enemy's ploy, is to help us to focus on what has impacted us negatively, or maybe decisions that we've made negatively that has impacted our lives now, guilt that we might be living with, regret that we might be living with. And so those are the tools of the enemy to keep us in bondage, right? And so when we stay there, we're not able to be as productive as we need to be as entrepreneurs to fulfill the calling that God has bestowed upon our lives here as we are on earth, right? So we are living in a pool of negativity, and so that negativity will bring us down more and more, and sometimes impact us to the detriment of us, right? Or even others. So we need to be able to check those negative thoughts and really reflect on, what it is do I need to change? Is this negative thought really helping me? And is focusing on the past really helping me to grow, or is it controlling my life still? Is that perpetrator or the person that offended me, are they controlling me when I really don't even want to be around them or with them, but yet they still have their clutches on you? Let's think about that, because that's not a good thing, right? Because we might even be stuck on not forgiving that person, but the bottom line is when we don't forgive, we are still allowing this perpetrator to control our lives. All right, so step number, I don't remember what number I'm on. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, okay. Now, here we go. We're going to go with, I'm going to guess that this is step number 5. That's what I'm going to guess. Now, you are unable to share your true feelings with others. And so as an entrepreneur, you might have people that see you as so successful that you shouldn't have any problems, right? You shouldn't be suffering. You shouldn't be struggling. You have all the money in the world. Money can fix everything. Well, money helps, but it doesn't fix everything, right? Because we want a whole holistic encounter upon earth, right? We want an abundant life. And an abundant life doesn't just mean finance, but it also means mentally and physically, emotionally, spiritually, right? And so if we are not whole in all four of those aspects of our lives, then we don't have that abundance. And so everything isn't perfect, guys. No matter how much you think someone is successful as an entrepreneur, it doesn't mean that just because they're financially successful that they're spiritually successful or they're emotionally successful. They might be disenjoined. That's really not a word. I'm sorry about that. They might be disconnected from their family or friends because they've put so much time into growing that business. And so that will isolate them. And so, as I've mentioned before, God has created us to be as a unit together, loving each other, supporting each other. And so if an entrepreneur doesn't really have that, then they're only whole in one aspect of their lives or two aspects. But you need all four in order for you to be truly fulfilled, right? And so feeling alone or loneliness is really a true issue of entrepreneurship. And even if you're not successful, you might be a failing entrepreneur in your eyes, which I don't believe there's anything as failure. As much as the enemy wants us to feel like we are failures, we are not. The bottom line is we either succeed or we learn. There's no such thing as success or failure, but it's success or what did I learn from this experience not to do it again, right? And so in not having a successful business in your eyes, then that can also isolate you, make you feel worse than you think you are. But the bottom line is we are created in God's image, and you are more than a conqueror. You are more than what you think you are, because God said you are mightier. Okay? You are his child. You are in his image. So don't ever let those negative emotions of the enemy bring you down to make you think that you are worthless. You are not enough, because that is not the truth.